This is QTV News coming to you live from our studios on Kairaba Avenue, and I am Jenna Basonko. Thanks for joining us here at the main news headlines. President Adama Barrow presided over the official launching of the Gambia's first ever national defense policy today. As the Gambia joins the rest of the world to observe Breastfeeding Week, the Vice President, Mohamed B.S. Jallow, issued a statement about the importance of breastfeeding. The Gambia's 2022-2023 Labour Force Survey report was released on Tuesday. Among other things, the findings revealed that 1 in every 13 persons in the labour force is jobless. The Minister for Petroleum and Energy, Abdoulaye Diop, has urged stakeholders in the energy sector to collaborate and support the government to achieve energy security and efficiency. And in international news, the Gambia Association in Oslo, Norway, concluded its annual cultural week over the weekend. Also in international news, Algeria finds itself in a delicate political situation as it grapples with the aftermath of the coup in neighboring Niger. Those were the main headlines, and now the news in detail. Do stay. Joining us, you're watching QTV News, and I am Jenna Basonko. Now, President Adama Barrow presided over the official launching of the Gambia's first ever national defense policy on Wednesday at the Sir Dawda Kairaba Jawara International Conference Center in Bijilo. Lolly M. Kamara attended the event, and she fastened this report.
This historic launch was attended by cabinet ministers, senior government officials, former and current service chiefs, members of the Gambia Armed Forces and development partners, amongst others. The chairman of the drafting team, Sirif Gomez, while giving a brief background on how the policy document was developed, said the 38-page draft was prepared by a team of experts from various Gambian ministries, agencies and departments in collaboration with their international counterparts, who he said contributed immensely towards developing the Gambia's first ever national defense policy. Mr. Gomez thanked the leadership and command of the Gambia Armed Forces for their commitment and the dedication shown during the process.
It is important to state at this point that one of the important premises the committee agreed on was that development and construct of the policy will be an attempt to create a solid foundation and reference document that motivates, inspires our aspiration and intent for the defense of the country and its people, now and in the future, leaning on the principles of human security.
David Belgrove, British High Commissioner to the Gambia, expressed delight in taking part in such important event, which he says signifies a healthy democracy. He also reiterated the close relationship between the Gambia Armed Forces and that of the United Kingdom.
One of the primary responsibilities of governments is to provide for the defence of their citizens and territories against threats from other states and non-state actors. And defence policy makers must make decisions on how best to deploy their military and civilian resources at their disposal to ensure the protection of their nations and their allies.
The National Defense Policy is an important step in the realization of national security objectives. It is worth noting that a functioning and effective defense sector is vital to national safety and security. Here is Seri Modunjai, the Minister of Defense.
The National Defense Policy reiterates the commitment of the Gambia government to maintain a well-enhanced and effective defense force at all levels that is necessary to secure and guarantee our internal security and the integrity of our borders.
Minister Njai went further to state that the policy reaffirms in a clear and concise manner the relations of the armed forces to civilian authority, saying the principle of civilian control of the armed forces is critical for defense of the Gambia's national sovereignty, territorial integrity, peace and security in a democracy. President Adama Barrow recalled that in May of 2017, when he took over as president, he called for an assessment of the security sector to analyze the existing opportunities and challenges to be addressed.
In respect of delivering accountable, transparent, professional, apolitical, and responsive security services for the people.
President Barrow further stressed that, considering the concerted efforts to develop the country's national security policy and strategy, the security sector must be commended for the progress made so far, highlighting that without security, peace, stability, and economic growth cannot be achieved. He thanked the UK government for providing his government with the technical support to carry out this task. The President implored the Defense Ministry to take full responsibility for the policy's implementation and to ensure that the much anticipated defense sector reforms are achieved. For QTV News, Lolly M. Kamara.
As the Gambia joins the rest of the world to observe Breastfeeding Week 2023, Vice President Mohamed B.S. Jallow issued a statement on Wednesday about the importance of breastfeeding. The theme for this year is Enabling Breastfeeding, Making a Difference for Working Parents. Aliou Cisse was at the State House in Banjul, and he now reports.
World Breastfeeding Week is observed annually in more than 120 nations during August. And in the Gambia, the National Nutrition Agency, NANA, which is under the Office of the Vice President, in collaboration with partners, including the Ministry of Health and with funding from UNICEF, observed the occasion to demonstrate the value the nation and its people place on exclusive breastfeeding. Exclusive breastfeeding means feeding your baby only breast milk, not any other foods or liquids, including infant formula or water, except for medications or vitamin and mineral supplements. The World Breastfeeding Week initiative was conceptualized by the World Alliance for Breastfeeding Action, the World Health Organization, and UNICEF to promote exclusive breastfeeding for the first 6 months of life, which has numerous health benefits such as providing critical nutrients and protecting children from deadly diseases like pneumonia, among others. In a statement marking the occasion, Mohamed B.S. Jallow, the Gambia's Vice President, supports every child should be breastfed exclusively for the first 6 months of life, followed by continued breastfeeding with appropriate complementary food for up to 2 years and beyond, regardless of background or status.
Every infant and child has the right to good nutrition according to the Convention on the Rights of the Child. Reflecting on this year's theme, the World Health Organization has reported that more than 500 million working women are not given essential maternity protections in national laws, and just 20% of countries require employers to provide employees with paid breaks and facilitate for breastfeeding or expressing milk.
Breastfeeding is a cultural practice in the Gambia, and thanks to collaboration with organizations like the United Nations and other development partners, rates of exclusive breastfeeding for the first 6 months have increased from 48% in 2013 to 54% in 2019 and 2020. VP Jallow said although the Gambia has already surpassed the global nutrition goal of boosting exclusive breastfeeding to 50% by 2025, more funding is still required to achieve the 70% goal set by the World Health Assembly for global nutrition by 2030 and our 60% exclusive breastfeeding targets set in the Gambia's National Nutrition Policy 2021-2025, as well as to maintain the gains already made.
Amongst the strategies to protect, promote, and support exclusive breastfeeding are the establishment of high-level stakeholder involvement in promoting exclusive breastfeeding, enactment and enforcement of a breastfeeding promotion regulation since 2006 that is aligned with the International Code of Marketing of Breastfeeding, breast milk substitutes, periodic review of the nutrition policies to address the current realities, and implementation of the Baby-Friendly Initiative program, which subsequently gave birth to the Baby-Friendly Community Initiative. The 2010 Women's Act, which offered a 6-month paid maternity leave or comparable social benefit without losing one's job, seniority, or similar benefit, added to the successes highlighted in promoting exclusive breastfeeding in the Gambia.
During the whole of August, the National Nutrition Agency, NANA, and partners will intensify and diversify social and behavioral change communication engagements promoting the value of breastfeeding. VP Jallow appeals for everyone to embrace this significant occasion and contribute to ensure that the activities that will be carried out during this month are carefully planned and effectively carried out with the widest participation. Reporting for QTV News, I am Aliou Cisse.
Wishing stakeholders a successful breastfeeding week. Now, the Minister of Petroleum and Energy, Abdoulaye Diop, has urged persons in the energy sector to collaborate and support government to achieve energy efficiency. He was addressing a stakeholder dialogue on Wednesday, and Ansumane Sonyasi was there.
This dialogue between energy sector stakeholders is aimed at addressing the risks and challenges in the sector's supply chain. It also serves as an opportunity to explore the possibilities to implement a framework that will improve efficiency and provide better service. As the Gambia derives over 30% of her electricity supply from neighboring countries, and given current geopolitical realities, Minister Diop says there is a need for the country to devise a strategy that will ensure most, if not all, of its electricity supply is produced locally.
NAWEC tells us what is it that they have, what is the demand in view of the suppressed demand, and what is being expanded, because there is a lot of investment currently going in the sector, but that investment is not in generation. It is in the transmission and distribution network. When those improvements are made, then there will be an expansion of the demand, because there is a constriction right now. So you expand, then the demand opens. When the demand opens, you are faced with the reality. So what do we do?
He also encourages local investors to work with government by investing in the sector to help address the sector's challenges. Sidi Keita is Gambia's Minister for Finance and Economic Affairs. He echoed the energy minister's call for stakeholders in the sector to work closely together and went on to add that this dialogue couldn't be timelier as it provides an opportunity for stock-taking on what can be done to ensure a sufficient and secure energy supply.
I think it is high time we as a country depend or look inward to ensure we develop the strategy that will not anchor our energy generation on just outsourcing of power from third parties. And as such, I'm sure we will not go into the details, but one outcome for this deliberation should be the development of a risk register and the mitigants that you will come forward.
Despite the challenges, the Gambia has registered improvements in the sector over the years. However, with a desire to address challenges and improve services, the Ministry of Petroleum hosts this dialogue will provide a roadmap for the generation of a sufficient and secure energy supply. Ansumane Sonyasi for QTV News.
From that story by Ansumane Sonyasi on addressing challenges in the energy sector, we will now go for a short commercial break, and when we come back, we have some more local, international and sports news. Do stay with us.
Inco Home Choice. Home Choice. Bagage bu baax mooy def liggéey bu baax te wóor te soo ko jëndee dina la yóbbu ci diir bu yàgg te du gaaw a yàqu. Inco Home Choice ñoo leen indil bépp xeetu bagage yi judduwaay yi ngeen mun a jëfandikoo ci seeni métier yi.
waaw ñun Inco fii leen di jëndee suñu bagage yi Inco lañ yombalee bagage yi dañ over baax quality bagage lañ lay jaay moo tax ñun liggéey bu ñoo def electrical plumbing boo ko ji Inco fii leen lay ñëw brika moom ñu jënd suñu bagage ñu bàyyee ko ba ci Kustaan Serekunda fii waaye fii leen lay ñëwee bagage dina bagage lu waral loolu Inco dañ yombalee bagage number 1 number 2 seen bagage yi dañ over baax dañ over quality
bagage yu si mel ni power tools accessories bench tools generator yu baax welding machines ak small construction equipments muy bagage yu baax yi ngeen mën a jëfandikoo bu ngeen ay samp ay kër.
Because Inco mo fene la bagage quality la garantie bi la bagage ñaasa ni mi satije mi ta fe mo min na Inco ma soto janga man Gambia janga ma soto folo den nga ñew ma ko akolela ñaawo ñandi mbe nga wuli nga na Inco nga bagage tan
seet si leen ñu si suñ maakaan yi nekk ci biir réew mi foofa sa Jinpex Kanifing Sukuta Jabang traffic light ak Birkama opposite Joko night club wala ngeen call ñu ci 532 5773 wala 341 7619 wala 739 8863 wala 303 9300 wala nga email ñu incogambia@gmail.com ak Inco Home Choice jafe-jafe ci wàllu bagage yi ngeen di jëfandikoo ci seen métier yi jeex na. Inco Home Choice. Inco Home Choice. Inco Home Choice.
In today's fast-paced digital world, staying ahead of the competition requires the latest technologies and skills. That's where QIT comes in. Our programs include Certificate in IT, Diploma and Advanced Diploma in Microsoft Office Applications, Cisco A+, Graphics Design, Database Administration, Systems Administration, HRM, Business Management, and Marketing. We have a range of internationally certified online courses. Our special weekend classes provide the flexibility you need as a working professional. We offer specialized IT training to corporate institutions at our state-of-the-art conference room or at a location of your choice. Our affordable facilities are also available for rental with free and fast internet. Call us at 3100918 or 3800918 to start your journey today. QIT, turning your potential into credentials.
Back from that commercial break. If you're just tuning in, you're watching QTV News, and I'm Jenna Basonko. Now, the Gambia's 2022-2023 Labour Force Survey report was released on Tuesday. Among other things, the findings revealed that 1 in every 13 persons in the labour force is jobless. This is higher in urban than rural areas of the country. The survey findings will help governments' planning and policy to address labour market challenges. Mohamed Lamin Choi has more.
The 2022-2023 Labour Force Survey comes more than 4 years after the previous one in 2018. The Gambia Bureau of Statistics conducted the survey in collaboration with partners. After a nationwide scientific survey on the outlook of our labour force, the GBOS is releasing the report findings at a validation workshop. Nyakasi MB Sanyang is the Statistician General of the Gambia Bureau of Statistics.
We hope you will find the findings interesting and useful. I'm pleased to assure you that the survey went through all the rigorous processes, and the analysis were done based on the latest international standards and recommendations set by the ICCLS.
In the latest Labour Force Survey findings, our economy provides jobs for 40.3% of our working age population. The potential of those employed or unemployed who are between 15 and 64 years is at 41.5%. The Gambia's potential labour force is less than half of its population. Mohamed Ajaite from the Gambia Bureau of Statistics shares the percentage of people in the labour force who are not employed.
So the unemployment rate stands at 7.6%, indicating that roughly 13 persons in labour force, there was 1 person unemployed. So the main unemployment rate, which is 7.8%, was slightly higher than that of the unemployment rate for female, which is 7.2%.
The urban parts of the country have the largest share of those without employment. The survey findings will inform government of the problems facing the labour market and guide policy formulation and implementation. Babukar Ojuf is the Minister of Trade and Employment.
At the national level, the labour force survey enables governments to better understand the dynamics of the labour market and thus enable her to make informed decisions that foster job creation, improve working conditions, and the overall well-being of the workforce.
Among the employed, more than 60% are in the informal sector, almost twice the number working in the formal sector. Those in the informal sector include business enterprises that are not registered with or taxed by the Gambia Revenue Authority.
Also interesting and amazing is the number of people out of formal employment. And that also gives us the results we probably did not expect but are looking for, because we've started this process of formalization, formalizing, workplaces. There is a lot of informal employment out there that we need to work on, with incentives by government to encourage people to formalize their businesses.
The United Nations Development Programme, the International Trade Center, EU, and IOM are partners that supported GBOS to conduct the labor force survey. With support from some of these development partners and in collaboration with the Ministry of Trade and Employment, the Gambia Bureau of Statistics plans to conduct an annual national labor force survey to produce up-to-date data on the Gambia's labor force. Mahmoud Lamin Choi, QTV News.
From that story by Mahmoud Lamin Choi and the Gambia's 2022-2023 labor force survey, we will take a look at news beyond our borders. The Gambia Association in Oslo, Norway, concluded its annual cultural week over the weekend. The event, which features several activities including cultural performances of various ethnicities, also brings together Gambians all over Scandinavia to discuss ways to contribute to the Gambia's development. Ansumane Sonyasi has been following the cultural celebrations, and he now reports.
First held in 1986, the Cultural Week is the biggest and most anticipated annual event that brings together Gambians in the diaspora, especially those in the Scandinavian countries. Organized by the Gambian Association in Oslo to showcase and promote Gambian culture, art and music in Norway, the event is also aimed at enhancing the integration of Gambians in the country. This year's event marks the 37th anniversary and was graced by government officials and the mayor of Banjul. In their efforts to promote unity and strong partnership within the Gambian diaspora community, organizers collaborate with sister Gambian organizations in other Scandinavian countries to strengthen the bonds of sister brotherhood and friendship. The association also aims to expose Gambian talents in the arts and entertainment industry. Hence, the invitation of 3 renowned female artists, Miss Jobis, Sesngom, and Our Gambia, who, along with cultural displays by different groups, provided entertainment for guests at the event with electrifying performances. Underlying the significance of the event, Mayor Himalik Low, who was guest of honor, acknowledged the association for their contribution to national development and called on them to always remain united, adding that Gambians back home recognize and appreciate their efforts.
Culture brings social and economic benefits. It makes us become more closer in society and defines who we are. Today I am right here in Oslo, and I've witnessed something that has never ever happened in the diaspora. And this is the importance, showcasing the importance of culture. And having heard from the Norwegians themselves testifying the importance of culture and the importance role Gambian play in their community makes me very proud.
On the sidelines of the event, Mayor Low had engagements with the Gambian Norwegian diaspora on the topic Women in Development and how to amplify their voices, and paid a visit to the office of Mayor of Oslo, the Norwegian Parliament, and a technical school on possible partnerships. Along with other guests, Mayor Low, Miss Jobis, Sesngom, and Our Gambia were all presented with awards in recognition of their leadership role in women empowerment and youth development, and their contribution to the advancement of the music and art industry in the Gambia. The Cultural Week provides a distinctive platform for reunion of friends, family members, and relatives. Members of the Gambian community have, through the association, played a crucial role in profiling the Gambia, her people, and culture, which has contributed significantly to the popularity of Destination Gambia in Norway and beyond. Many prominent Gambian artists and groups, including Jaliba Kuyate, Late Musangom, Singate Rejoice, Jalex, T-Smalls, and veterans of Super Eagles and Gelawar bands, amongst others, have all headlined at the Oslo Cultural Week in the past. Ansumane Sonyasi for QTV News.
Congratulations to the Gambian Association in Oslo. Now, still in international news, Algeria finds itself in a very delicate political situation as it grapples with the aftermath of the coup in Niger, skillfully negotiating its response to the crisis while refraining from endorsing any political intervention by the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS. Lena E. Ikwenyiba has more.
During a Saturday evening interview, Algerian President Abdelmadjid Tebboune expressed in clear terms his nation's stance on the ultimatum issued by ECOWAS against the military junta in Niger. Tebboune said, "We firmly reject any notion of military intervention." He further highlighted that any external military action taken within Niger's borders will directly jeopardize Algeria's security. Tebboune's statements were made just hours prior to the expiration of the ultimatum on 6 August. Tebboune's concerns extended to the potential ramifications of intervention. As he cautioned, the Sahel region could become engulfed in turmoil if such an intervention were to occur. Emphasizing Algeria's proximity to Niger, he pointed out our border with Niger spans nearly 1,000 kilometers. Despite Algeria's commitment to refraining from using force against its neighbor, Tebboune emphasized that a viable solution could not be achieved without Algeria's involvement. Several days prior to this statement, the Algerian government had openly denounced the coup in Niger. Government sources emphasized the urgent need to halt the assault on the country's constitutional order. They reasserted President Mohamed Bazoum as the legitimate leader of Niger, firmly articulating their position on the situation. The Algerian government went further, saying it was necessary to put an immediate end to the unacceptable attack on the constitutional order. Sources in government circles said, adding that the legitimate president of the country was President Mohamed Bazoum. The latest statements from Algeria appear to show that there has been a change of heart, driven by the possible fallout of military intervention. Reporting for QTV News, I am Lena E. Gwenyiba.
From that story by Lena E. Gwenyiba, let's now recap our main headlines before we leave. President Adama Barrow presided over the official launching of the Gambia's first ever national defense policy today. As the Gambia joins the rest of the world to observe Breastfeeding Week, the Vice President, Mohamed B.S. Jallow, issued a statement about the importance of breastfeeding. The Gambia's 2022-2023 Labour Force Survey report was released on Tuesday. Among other things, the findings revealed that 1 in 13 persons in the labour force is jobless. The Minister for Petroleum and Energy, Abdoulaye Diop, has urged stakeholders in the energy sector to collaborate and support the government to achieve energy security and efficiency. And in international news, the Gambia Association in Oslo, Norway, concluded its annual cultural week over the weekend. Also in international news, Algeria finds itself in a delicate political situation as it grapples with the aftermath of a coup in neighboring Niger. Now, that is all we have for you in this edition of QTV News. Join us at 10 p.m. for another bulletin. Thanks for watching. Have a great evening.